Hi, and welcome to the Ultimate Frontline Leadership Training Podcast. My name is Mike Quinn, and this is the holiday season special. Okay, with the holiday season, everybody who works in the front lines knows exactly what that means. There's going to be a small percentage of people who are going to be complaining about stuff they didn't get right, that maybe they didn't even get at your store. They're going to be complaining about stuff that maybe not your fault. They're going to be complaining about all kinds of different things. And so I'm going to help you get through this. All right. There's going to be some tips and techniques that I'm going to give you. They're going to help make this an easier and maybe even fun part of the season. Because really, this is the holiday season. We should be having a great time. Everybody should be filled with holiday spirit and joy and the spirit of giving. And you can't let grumpy people affect you and make your day bad, because it's your day too. You need to have a good day just like everybody else, and you're dealing with another customer after this one, so you want to make sure that you're going to give them great customer service and be happy and positive and have them have a wonderful experience in your unit. So how are we going to do this? Okay, people are going to be pushy. They're going to be cranky, angry, impatient, overprivileged, selfish, dishonest, and sometimes even a bit crazy. Get over it. Once you know how people are going to be, accept it. Just come to peace with it. Then step outside the situation and be a patient observer, all right? A calming element in an otherwise chaotic world. Now, when you see someone being a jerk, acknowledge you knew this was coming. You knew it. It was going to happen. So just accept it and let it go as quickly as you can, so you can get on and be nice with the other people that are in the unit, because there's going to be a lot of people who are celebrating, who are happy, who just bought something special for somebody and they just can't wait for them to see it, and they're going to be excited and happy. A lot of really nice people are going to be coming into your unit. And if you think about it, you're going to be in a room full of giving people. These people, everywhere you look around your unit, are buying things for other people. And so it's a very generous day. And so every day you wake up and you come to work, you're in a room full of happy, generous people. And there's going to be a few people who are not going to have had a good day. The parking lots are full. People are driving aggressively. They're fighting over parking spaces. When you see somebody in your unit, they've already had a day. They've already had part of a day. Maybe their parents cut them out of their will. Maybe, they ran over their dog. Maybe, something happened and it just really upset them really bad and they can't shake it off, but they have to do Christmas shopping, and here they are in your unit. Well, now this is a time for you to be able to step up and make their day a little bit better. Even if they're being angry and they have the personality of a porcupine right now, and it's really hard, you don't want to go up and give a porcupine a hug. But at the same time, you need to be nice to them, because they're normally probably not porcupines. All right. They're probably normally having a great day. Normally they're really nice people, but something just changed in them and something just happened. Maybe their parents died, or maybe, something bad happened to them and they're just not in a good mood. So we need to be able to just let them be who they are and have the day that they're having, but maybe we can inject a little kindness and a little happiness into their life. And maybe they'll look back on this and go, that was really pretty nice of that person to be nice to me when I was not that happy. And they're going to want to come back maybe and make it up to you. You just don't know. So writing them off and being angry right back at them, and you feel justified in that, is not the way to handle the situation. It's not going to make your day any better. All right. Telling somebody off didn't make you happy. You still feel angry and resentful. So we're going to be dealing with the anger and the resentment. This is a great time to make resentment bank deposits, all month long. Well, let's not let that be happening, because the more we put in that resentment bank, then the more we're carrying around with us, and the more frustrated and angry that we generally tend to be towards our fellow workers and our bosses and our customers. And now we're going to be that angry person that they're going to have to deal with. So we don't want to do that. All right. What we want to do is let's make a holiday pledge. This time of year, I'm going to cut everyone some slack. I'm going to be the giver of holiday cheer. I manufacture it out of thin air and pass it out to everyone because, well, just because I can. And just because I didn't see somebody having a bad day doesn't mean they didn't have a bad day before they showed up and started, screaming or being mad at you. All right. Something happened to them and it affected them before they ran into you. And now we're just having to deal with it. So what we need to do is we need to take care of their problems as much as possible and send them on their way to go bless somebody else with their presence. All right. So we need to get to take care of whatever their problem seems to be. They need to know they're right. All right, because they're frustrated and they're angry and they want somebody to know about it. We need to make sure that they know, yes, I understand exactly how you feel. Oh, that sounds so horrible. Just agree with them and just see what you can do to get them out of your store and on their way to have, a great day someplace else. So that's what we need to do. And there's going to be a couple of different techniques that I'm going to be showing you on how to do that, because this is not easy. When people are telling you what an awful person you are right to your face, and in public, when everybody else can see, this is not an easy thing to just sit back and take. So I'm going to give you some easy, simple things that you can use to counter all of this, and you can pick and choose which ones you like. I'm going to give you several of them, and maybe you can use several of them in the same day. You don't have to use the same one every single time. Some of these tips are going to be more relevant for some people and less relevant for others. So let me go by and give you some nice tips on how to deal with difficult people during this holiday season. Okay, and how to stay sane and happy along the way, because this should be fun for you too. This is your job. This is your life. These people came into your life and are making it less fun and enjoyable. So we need to be able to handle them, get them out of the unit, and proceed to the next happy people, because this place is going to be full of happy people. And so you want to be able to enjoy all the happiness that this brings. If you're a server or a hostess or something like this in a restaurant, man, the tips are going to be awesome this time of year. People go out of their way to share how much joy that they can give to you, because they know you're working really hard and are dealing with cranky customers, and they're going to be tipping you for it as well. If you don't work in the tipping industry, then it's going to be the same thing, except you're just not going to get monetarily rewarded for it. But people are going to come by and they're going to pat you on the back and they're going to say, "Oh, I heard what happened over there, and I just want to tell you, you're doing a really great job." So the more that you can pick up the slack and say, "Okay, great, I'm going to let this person just vent on me. I'm going to find out what the problem is. I'm going to solve it the best I can for them and send them on their merry way so they can go inhabit somebody else's life for a little while." And that's exactly what we want to do. So here's going to be some 8 things that you can do to help make this an easier time for you, and to help spread some joy onto some people who are just having a really bad day. Maybe something, horrible happened. A relative died. Their home got broken into, their car got broken into, gifts got stolen. Who knows what happened to these people? And they're just not having a really good day, and they can't help but be irritable towards everybody else that they run across. So let's see, what can we do to help these people out this time of year? All right, starting off, I want to tell everybody, please don't complain. All right. If you complain to somebody about somebody that just yelled at you for no reason, or it wasn't your fault, and they said these mean things to you, what you're doing is you're really counting your resentment bank money out loud. That resentment that you're feeling is not going to go away. Just because you're telling somebody else about it isn't venting, and it's not getting rid of the resentment. You're just validating it, because they're going to be saying, "Oh yeah, that was horrible." So now they just told you that resentment bank deposit you just made was really worth it. All right. So don't complain. Instead, brag. Brag about how you handled it and how you were so nice about it, and share that with other people so maybe they can use that. And with the next customer that comes up and maybe yells at them, they go, "Oh, well, this worked for Mike. Maybe I can try it too." So brag about how you dealt with it and how well you dealt with it. And when you're in the middle of it, remember, you're going to be bragging about this. So you need to do something really nice for this person so you can go brag about it. All right. So don't complain, brag. Another thing you can do this season is be a team. Get somebody else involved and say, hey, look, man, this is going to be a really tough year. I'm going to need to work with somebody. Can we be a team? Can we work together? And whenever something goes great, we can tell each other. And when something goes bad, we can tell each other and let's do this together. So I don't have to do this alone, because this type of thing, if done in a team, is a great thing to do. You take a break together, you take your lunch together, and you can talk about how you handle this situation and how you handle that situation. And you know that other people are going through this too. It's not just you alone. When you work in a team, you realize everybody's going through this, and it makes it a little bit easier to deal with, knowing that you're not the only one. So try to be a team, gather some friends around and say, hey, you guys want to do this together? Can we do Operation Christmas Cheer together as a team? Can we talk about, during our breaks and stuff about how great, we did something and how we got through this really difficult person who was, yelling at us and being just really difficult? And share some of the success strategies you guys might have. And together, you guys might find some great strategies other than this list to help you get through the season and help you have a really wonderful time. So be a team. Grab some other people, even just one other person, just so you know you're not the only one going through this, and see what you can do about bragging together as, hey, this is how we handle this, and this is how we handle this. And yeah, man, this is really going to be great. We're going to have a great holiday season. So do that. So do it in team and maybe practice in groups. Another good thing you can do is say, okay, great. Now that we have this team, let's pretend like all four of us are going to be yelling at Mike and telling Mike what a bad person he is, and let's just have him practice reacting and the things he's going to be saying, and the different things you can say about, okay, well, great, we need to focus. Let me just focus on the problem here, okay? Let's not get out of personalities here, and let's just focus on the problem now. You want this product, etc. Let me see if I can help you get it, blah blah blah, or whatever the situation is. Just always remember, the customer thinks they're right all the time. So arguing with them is just not going to get you anything. So agreeing with them that they're right, yes, that sounds like a horrible thing to do. Let me see if I can help you out there and try to be the hero in the situation. And that'll serve you really well. Even if they don't sound like they're, if they're still yelling at you and they're still calling you names or whatever, at least know that, you're doing the best you can. And this is something you're going to be able to brag about to your friends, is, oh my gosh, this person did this and stuff. And I said this and I said that. And I got them their product, and I, wished them a happy holiday season, and they left. And, oh yeah, well, hey, I had one too. And you guys can all, do this together in groups. It kind of makes it a lot better. And so if a bunch of people can practice saying, oh, you're a jerk, oh, you don't know anything, and oh, how did you get this job, and just try to be as insulting as possible, and just be able to take it and go, yes, I understand, sometimes I am a little unintelligent, or I've only been here a couple of months. I'm gonna be better. I'm working on it every day. Let me see how I can help your situation, etc. Just practice responding in kind and helpful ways as in a group, and everybody who practices is going to learn from it and is going to be able to go, well, the next time something happens to them, they're going to remember that little practice session, and they're going to go, oh, well, here, let me try saying this, or let me try doing this, etc., and see if that doesn't help everybody have a better holiday season. So do it in a group, practice in groups. And it's a lot of fun too when you're yelling at your friend and stuff and trying to be the meanest person you can and just watch him calmly just take it and stuff. It's kind of fun, to tell you the truth. And when you go and you actually confronted with somebody who's angry, you just had a practice session and you just handled it really well. You just have to remember how you handled it really well, knowing that it really wasn't real. This situation they're yelling at you, it's not a real situation. They're just having a bad day. And so let's just take what's going on and try to solve their problem and get them out as soon as possible. Now, another thing I think that helps a lot is to be the bringer of holiday cheer without expectations that this will change anybody. Just because you're going to be nice to them and say nice things and agree with them. Yes, sometimes I'm a little dense. I know, I've only been here a few months. I'm just getting the lay of the land here. I'm working really hard to try to be better, but I realize this didn't go well. Let me see if I can fix it. Accepting the responsibility, whatever the person is saying, just agreeing with them and stuff. Just know that just because you're doing this isn't going to be all of a sudden, like hitting a light switch and then all of a sudden they go, oh, well, now my whole day is great. Thank you very much for taking all the blame for everything. It's just not going to happen. People who are venting and angry and stuff, they're just counting their resentment bank money. The resentment's not going away unless you can handle their situation and fix it for them. That may help their situation. But otherwise, if they're just complaining about something you can't fix, there's really not a whole lot you can do about it, but just accept taking the blame, validating their anger, going, wow, that must be horrible. Man, that just sounds really bad. I would be upset too if I were you. Showing them that you have empathy for their problem is going to help them along the way. But just remember that it's not going to change everybody. They're not going to magically get struck wonderful and walk out the door singing your praises. All right. It's probably not going to happen. It could, but it might not. And just don't expect it. Because if you're trying to be nice to somebody and they're not being nice back, and that was your expectation, is that your niceness was going to make them nice, now you're just going to be upset because that didn't happen. And now you're disappointed. So let's just take that off the table. Just be the bearer of holiday cheer without any expectations that their lives are gonna change magically in your presence, and they're gonna walk 6 inches off the ground out the door. All right, that's not gonna happen. Just deal with them the best they can. Be the bringer of holiday cheer and solve their problem as best you can, and get them on to somebody else's establishment so that they can bring them holiday cheer too, because we all going to be bringing them holiday cheer this season. All right, another way I deal with these things sometimes is to step outside the situation and observe it like this is some kind of reality TV show, and there's a TV camera on me and this person having this confrontation, and how I deal with this is going to be broadcast over people's TVs, etc. So you have that thing in your head that you're listening to this, and now there's a TV camera on you, and you're going, okay, I'm going to do the best I can to answer this person's problems or solve this person's problems, answering this person's questions, taking care of this person's issues, or presenting them to somebody who can. Maybe it's above your pay grade. Maybe there's nothing you can really do about it, and they're just yelling at you because you're an employee there. And sometimes, you know what? Let me take you to Mike here. He can help you. He knows how to deal with this stuff. I don't. I'm just a hostess. Let me get somebody who can help you. All right. And then, bring that over to somebody else. Because to tell you the truth, managers are trained to do this. If you're not a manager yet, you don't have to worry about it. If you are a manager, then this is just going to be you getting practice on how to deal with this type of stuff. So step outside the situation, pretend you're an observer, and you're just calmly watching an interaction between two people. And so that kind of separates your emotions from the situation, because what you don't need is you don't need to get emotional just like the person who's being emotional right in your face. You don't need to return that emotion. It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to fix anything. It's going to make things worse, actually. That angry person in front of you needs to know they're right, and they need to know that they matter. And if you can get those two things across to them, they'll reduce their attack quite a bit. And if they believe that you're going to fix their problem, then they're going to calm down even more. So let's focus on just finding out what the problem is and seeing how we can fix it. That's all you need to be doing. And telling them that, oh, you agree. Oh, yeah, that sounds horrible, man. You ordered something and you came in and it's not here. Oh, that sounds, let me see what I can do to fix it. Maybe there's something in another store, blah, blah, blah. See what you can do to help make that person's life a little bit better. Another way I like to try to help angry people is to treat them like a relative. What if it was your mom or your grandma or your grandpa or somebody who was having this problem and came up to you and said, hey, Mike, I'm having this bad time, blah, 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 this is not happening. if it was your relative or your friend, you'd want to go over and help them out and do whatever you possibly could to make that situation right. Well, pretend this angry person is your relative and try to actually help them, just like you would if it was your parent or your daughter or a relative or a friend, your neighbor, somebody like that. If this was them, how would you treat this situation? And try to solve the situation just like that. And you'll find that works a lot. To tell you the truth, I use that one quite a bit myself during the holiday seasons, especially. Now, another way to solve this situation, oftentimes, and sometimes you'll find as the day goes on, it gets harder and harder to do these things. They sound really good sitting here in this little room here talking to you on the camera. I can wax on philosophically about, all these wonderful ways to treat people. But when you're actually in the middle of it and you've been doing it for several hours and you have several hours more to go and you just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, just remember this phrase: HALT. HALT. Remember, ask yourself, are you getting hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? If any one of those four things are affecting you, then fix it. If you're hungry, go grab a snack really quickly, okay? It's really hard to be happy and nice when you're angry, when you're hungry, right? Or when you're hangry. It's kind of tough. So if you're hungry, go get something to eat. If you're angry, go give yourself a 5-minute timeout, walk around the building, watch a funny TikTok video or something, go talk to your friends, laugh a little bit, give yourself a little 5-minute timeout and get unangry, because, being angry is not going to help anybody else who's angry. You're just going to look for a confrontation and just come to blows. So hungry, angry, lonely. Sometimes when we're lonely, we feel a little depressed. And when we're depressed, we don't look on the positive sides of things very well. And so if you're lonely, go take a break in the break room, hang out with some friends and stuff. And remember, hey, these are my friends. It's not so lonely after all. Give somebody a call. Call your mom, call your grandparents, call somebody you haven't talked to in a while. So take care of that lonely thing. And then tired at the end. If you're tired, grab an energy drink, take a break. My personal favorite is I grab some matcha. It's this little green tea type powdery thing that you add to water and stuff. And man, does it give me tons of energy. It makes me feel really great. And so matcha works for me, but if a Monster works for you or a Red Bull or whatever, whatever works for you, just remember, if you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, this holiday season is going to be very difficult. So fix whatever's going on so that you can address the situation in an easier and more fun way, and you'll have a better day. All right, at the very end here, I know there's many more ways to do this, and if you guys have some great ideas or whatever, mention them in the comments box. If you've got a technique that works for you, I certainly am not going to be able to give you all the answers in a 15-20 minute video, but if you guys have some methods that work good for you, put them in the comments and share them with everybody, because we really need to get as many tools in our toolbox to get us through this holiday season sanely. All right, and if you fail, if for some reason you get frustrated and you just say, okay, here's your stuff. All right, thank you very much. And just walk away. If for some reason you just can't keep it together because, you were hungry, angry, lonely, tired, a bunch of stuff was going on, you faced 3 Karens in a row, and, you don't see any end to it, whatever the deal is, you need to be able to shake it off. Go take a break, go do your hungry, angry, lonely, tired thing or whatever, and then come back and try it again. Just because you failed with one customer doesn't mean the rest of the day is crap. All right. You can get back on that horse again and go back out there and do the best you can, trying to make other people's lives happier this holiday season, because there's going to be a lot of people in your building that are just going to be wonderful people. They're just going to be joys to be around. Go hang out with some of them for a bit. All right. Remember that not everybody is this angry person, and that most of them are really happy and really nice and want to help you have a wonderful day too. So that, remember, if you did fail, talk to some nice people. Don't, get that anger and resentment stuff out of your system and go try it again. And the day's not over and you're not done bringing holiday cheer to everybody that you meet. All right. I hope this helps you out through your holiday season. And again, like I said, if there are some ways that you know that helps you through this holiday season, put them in the comments section and share them with everybody, okay? I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I know I'm going to have a wonderful holiday season. Let's try to make each other's holiday season better, all right? Happy holidays.